I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging on till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause some pain, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, I'll live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
Good morning. Ugh. Like, I woke up real early this morning, but I was like, nah, I don't want to get out of bed. So then I fell back asleep. And now I have just awoken. Like, I crawled out of the bed like 45 minutes ago. So when I told y'all I was going to see y'all in an hour, I was still laying in bed. Yes, Janelle, it's morning. You know when it's morning? When you wake up, okay? It is my morning. It is 2:30 in the afternoon, but in my reality, it's the morning. Don't question me. What is wrong with you? Okay? Don't question me. And you started streaming instead of drinking coffee. I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew. Thank you very much. There you go. That's my caffeine. That's my caffeine intake. Tomorrow we're going to have a Boogie Bully stream. I found, okay, you know how, and I put the video out Friday. You know how we watched that video from the ex-girlfriend? That one from 2018. I said 5 years ago in the video, but it was actually 6 years ago. You know how we watched that? I started getting really weird comments. I can't remember if it was under the video, but on Twitter and DMs talking about how Keemstar swept it under the rug. Well, then I went to the Locale Live, Reddit, and they had the drama alert where Keemstar talked to her. So we're going to be watching that tomorrow. Abel, I will hide you if you call me that one more time. I will hide you. I just woke up. I am not in the mood. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah. So apparently Keemstar interviewed her. So we're going to watch that tomorrow and a bunch of other boogie stuff tomorrow. It's going to be a boogie bully stream that'll be cut up into videos. I'm sure my editor is going to love, my second editor, because Jada's going on vacation. I'm sure my second editor is going to love all the boogie content. So, apparently some crazy stuff's going down with Chris Tyson. Apparently there is an abysmal video made on Chris Tyson to where there's actually no proof of the stuff that they were... I don't know. I gotta watch this video because I heard this video is like really, really bad. That to the point where they even tried to get a hold of EDP. Like, bro, what? And they were just on Chud's channel, Chud Logic's channel, arguing with Smaggle and some other people. The guy sounds like Michael Alberto, I guess the one who made the video. It's some really weird stuff. And I think Connor had it correct, where I think it's taken away from the Shadman stuff. So, I don't know. It's I don't even know if I'm going to cover that because it's muddy as hell. Like, I'm going to have everything in line. Yeah, it's really crazy, and it seems like to me, again, I haven't watched the video, but I'm just going off people's reaction, and I'm going off commentators, I'm going off what they're saying, ones that I trust, okay? I'm going off by what they're saying. It seems like that video was really bad, and it really muddied the waters. So, I don't know. I have to take a look at it myself. Oh, let me cut the alerts on, because this live stream's staying up. So, give me a few days on the Chris Tyson thing, because I don't know. I have to look into all that. Because I'm not going to push a narrative of something that's not true. Apparently, the quote-unquote victim came out and said that he wasn't groomed, or they weren't groomed, and that it was just edgy jokes, and when they went and met Chris Tyson at the time, it was with they met Chris Tyson with their family, and it wasn't just meeting Chris Tyson, it was meeting the whole Mr. Beast crew. So I don't know. Listen, it sounds like something's not right with this situation. So, yeah. Teddy for $4.99. Do you think Boogie says, "Mama, you raised me good," as he's being pushed down a well? Teddy, I just woke up. Teddy, I just woke up for you. I just woke up, bro. You're going to have to give me a few minutes before you start your donations like this. Look, I'll heart it for you, okay? I just woke up, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, see, here's the thing, Olivia. One thing we do know for sure is Ava Chris Tyson, Ava, definitely was into Shadman art. And Shadman did a lot of bad things. And Ava does own a piece that is not very good to have. At all. Now that part we do know. This other part, I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet. So I don't want to give a concrete take on that, but from what I'm hearing, it's pretty bad. Yeah, Shadman. Yep. So, okay. So, today, we are going to talk about, is Cody Co going to respond? Because people are starting to come out about Cody Co. The first video I have is by Connor, or X8 on YouTube. And, of course, the link will be put down in the description down below. And I'm only doing part of his video where Brittany Broski responds and Cody removed from the button and TMG podcast leave. Alright, and then that's it with this video. So we're going to watch these 3 parts right here. And I have to admit, I don't know. With my audience, I never know if y'all are going to agree on my take or not about this. So I don't know. We'll see. With the Brittany Broski one, I don't know if y'all are going to agree with me or not. So let's get started.
We have a YouTuber who's popular in the whole sphere, like with Cody Co. She's done collabs with him and such. They hung out a lot. Of course, this being Brittany Broski, she put out a statement on her Instagram where she says, "I'm crushed to learn about the Cody allegations. If it's proven to be true, then that's extremely upsetting as a collaborator and a longtime fan. I find all of this disturbing, inappropriate, and just flat out disappointing." And when Brittany Broski made this tweet, she got a lot of backlash from her community. I mean, this tweet has 100,000.
Okay, I don't understand why she's getting backlash for that tweet. I don't get how she's getting backlash for that tweet. Can somebody please explain to me what she said was wrong in that tweet? Again, these are allegations. She can't sit there and say it was absolutely true. These are allegations. She can't sit here and say he's guilty.
Likes here with the caption, "Girl, fuck you." And I think it's quite literally just because she's saying,
what is she lying about? But she still has to make a statement like this. She can't say for definitive fact that it is true. She can't say that. I can't even say that. Do you know how irresponsible it would be for me to not call it allegations? It's the same for her. I mean, I do not get where people are having an issue with this. Like, this is the standard of what you need to say. Yeah, exactly, Scarlett. Even D'Angelo used the term "if" and said they were only allegation, and yeah, exactly. Maybe it's because she has a relationship with Cody, and maybe it's because she may have a relationship with Tana. Maybe that's it. But still, in the public eye, she has to say it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get why she's having the issues that she's having about it. Oh, Stone Beetle, you know they all have dirt on each other. You know they do. Oh my God. Especially the YouTubers in that sphere. Oh, you know they have dirt on each other. You know? So, I don't know. I don't see the problem with what she said. Maybe I'm just not in the know about it or something, so...
if it's proven to be true, which I mean is, I guess, a fair take to be in. I mean, you can't really say anything. You could be sued if you're definitively saying something's true.
Exactly.
She's also,
if she would go up and say that Cody Co is such a bad person for what he did, and he should be in jail, and he should be blah, blah, blah. I mean, she could literally get sued. Literally. Because she's saying that it's true. The only person that can sit there and say that what happened is honestly Tana. And the only person that can kind of give a backup on that is Gabby, because Gabby's the one that told, from what she's saying, she's the one that told him that Tana was 17. Anybody else, you could really only have an opinion. Yes, Natanya, it's to believe all women and victims crowd. And you know what? I just want to say this, okay? When Believe All Women came out, it wasn't about shit like this. It was about like the Me Too stuff. That was about the Cosby stuff. But the Believe All, I swear to God, the people on the left, y'all are really bad with branding. Okay, like defund the police. You made it sound like one thing when it was really another. You do the same thing with stuff like Believe All Women. Believe All Women was really set to listen to all women. They should have named it Listen to All Women. Okay? Listen to them. You can listen to somebody. You can listen to their story, because think about it. How many stories are out there that they don't have proof? But it happened, okay? So what happened was people took the Believe All Women slogan and either took it serious, where you believe a woman, believe somebody as soon as it comes out of their mouth, or they go against it and go, see, that's what happens when you believe all women. Horrible branding. Horrible. Yeah, listen sounds better. Listen to people's stories. And honestly, it should have been that. Because it's not just women that shit happens to. It happens to men too. God. Oh.
so in the whole sphere of like, oh, like if you don't believe the victim instantly 100%, then you're like Satan himself. If you have any kind of skepticism, you're terrible. So the fact that she is even just saying like, hey, if this is proven to be true, this is bad, that's enough for her to get eaten alive by her entire audience. I believe that's why she's getting shit on like this. But
I'm going to be honest. When you're, especially somebody who's running these stories on a YouTube channel and stuff like that, you've got to be skeptical. Skeptical. Oh my God, I just woke up and I got mush mouth right now. You got to be skeptical. You know what I mean, okay? You have to think twice on things because you never know. And you have to literally sit there and think, okay, but what if this occurred and that's not true? Or what if it was like this instead and it really didn't happen that way? You have to. You have to think of every out just in case. Teddy for $4.99. What if I say it's all true, but I do it with a squeaky, wearing a clown costume, holding a hot dog inside of a bouncy castle? Teddy, I wouldn't believe you. I wouldn't believe you, Teddy. I would laugh. You know? I would laugh at you. But thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it.
She's not saying that this is an okay thing to do. She's saying that if this is true, this is disgusting and terrible. She doesn't really know. It's not 100% confirmed. But the allegations are pretty serious and also have some pretty decent corroborating evidence around them. Just in the sense of like, you know, multiple different statements by multiple people kind of confirming the same thing. Of course, like I said, it's just corroborating.
And the corroborating statements, they were made years apart. The corroborating statements were made years apart from each other, and they didn't cross-reference each other. In other words, when Gabby Hanna said what she said in that podcast, it looks like it was a podcast, Tana wasn't sitting right there. When Tana said what she said on her own podcast, Gabby wasn't sitting right there. When Gabby told Keemstar, which I believe Keemstar, I do believe Keemstar on that because I know him and Gabby are good friends, Tana wasn't sitting right there. Okay? So the story has been told in multiple different places by different people at different times. So it makes me feel like that part of the setup evidence is true, because they're repeating the same thing, you know? Yeah, and also Tana and Gabby hated each other at the time too, which I wouldn't doubt. Both of them are petty as hell.
Writing evidence. And this reply here just proves exactly why this person's upset. She's a loser. If it's proven to be true, what an outrageous thing to say. So yeah, they're upset that it's not an instant believe from Brittany Broski. But
yeah, right there, kick rocks with that bullshit right there. And you know one thing I like about Connor with these videos? He doesn't hide the act. If you say it on Twitter, you can end up in a video. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. But if it's proven true, what an outrageous thing to say. How is that outrageous? It still hasn't been proven. It's still an allegation. What? Luna for $39.99. Didn't Gabby Hanna try to sell the story? I don't know what you're talking about, Luna. I have no idea. I have no idea. And I don't think it matters anyway. But I don't think she tried to sell the story. I don't think so. She told Keemstar, but that's not selling the story. Her and Keemstar are friends. So I have no idea.
If it's proven to be true, what an outrageous thing to say. So yeah, they're upset that it's not an instant believe from Brittany Broski. But anyway, continuing on, this is probably the biggest update to the story. So the YouTube channel Cut, they have a series on their channel called like The Button, basically, where essentially it's like a dating show. We've all seen clips of it, I'm sure, if you've been on the internet. People...
Okay, not gonna lie, I love The Button. I have to admit, I love The Button. I do. I love The Button. It's a funny show.
Sit down in front of a button and they like try to date each other or whatever, you know, like just if you hit the...
If you look at the Do They Know Them podcast, there is a section where she tries to sell the... Oh, God. Are you talking about what's her name's podcast? What is her name? The one where her and Gabby were friends, and yeah, Jessie Smiles. Does Jessie Smiles shows... Okay, did Jessie Smiles just say it, or did she show proof? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to just take Jessie Smiles' word for it. If Jessie Smiles showed proof of it, then I'll go look for it. But if Jessie Smiles just said it, I'm not going to just believe it. Listen, I trust nobody. All right? I absolutely trust no one when it comes to YouTube. And I certainly don't trust the old YouTubers, because they are coming out more and more like degenerate sickos. Okay? So I trust no one. If they just say it, then they just say it. I'm just saying. The biggest pickle for $19.99. I think it is more so the fact that she's finally said something when it couldn't be ignored anymore. Her fan base has been trying to tell her for several months before this, but her socials are actively being scrubbed. Well, I mean, it's shady, but you know what? I get the shadiness. All right? It's shady, but again, she didn't say anything wrong. You know? Maybe she was a little late to the party to say something, but I don't see where she said anything wrong. I'll have to check out that. Tell me the name of that podcast. Oh, well, I mean, I know the name of the podcast, but tell me the name of that video so I can go find it. If you can, please. And if you can, DM me on Twitter the name of the actual video, and I'll go look for it. Because if Gabby tried to sell that story, then, well, that's Gabby Hanna. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Listen, I said Keemstar is friends with Gabby Hanna. I'm not friends with Gabby Hanna. Y'all have to DM me, because I'm not going to remember that. It's the Costco. It's the Cody Co episode. All right, hold on. Let me write that down. Give me a second. Dead air while I sit here and write that down. Cody Co episode. We don't know them podcast. Hold on. Okay, I got it written down. I will go look later, not today, but I will go look. I will look today, but not during the live stream. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so the button. We're at the button.
The button, then you eliminate the other person. So that's pretty much the gist of the whole thing. So whenever someone does something that's like, oh, you're cringe, or I'm not interested in you, or I just want someone else, boom, button gets hit, people move on. Well, Cody Co was a creator who was deeply ingrained in this whole button show with the entire cut channel. You can even go to his main channel on YouTube and still see that there is a bunch of videos he has with them directly, where he's reacting to them on his main channel. Like here's one, helping our friends find love on the button. He's sitting here and then he reviews the video where they watch it and he's kind of like behind the scenes or whatever, like this, like he's asking questions to people. They have like an earpiece in, so he's trolling, he's working with them, you know, even shouting out cut in the description. Well, now this channel has entirely deleted every single video relating to Cody Co. Anything with Cody Co in it is gone from their channel.
Oh my God. They deleted 3,365,898 views. Oh my God. Damn. Well, that's a statement. No, that's not sus. That's a statement. That's a statement. That's them pulling away from Cody Co. That's not sus. That's not sus at all. You know what they did. You know why they did it. That's their way of pulling away from Cody Co. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, that says a lot. Exactly, Luna. Exactly. That's a statement.
You can even see on Social Blade, they deleted 3 million views worth of videos just the other day. All of those views being anything relating to Cody Co. So they have moved on from him. And even if you check the comments on their, recent video, notice Cut removed their videos with Cody Co. Almost 1,500 likes. So, and not only did Cut distance themselves from Cody, but now we have a huge update from a podcast that was produced under TMG Studios. So this podcast goes by Emergency Intercom. It's Indy and Drew. I don't watch them, but I just know this information. They were produced under Noel Miller and Cody Co's TMG Studios, Tiny Meat Gang. And just the other day, they put out a statement distancing themselves where they tweeted out, Emergency Intercom will now be produced independently, leaving Noel Miller and Cody Co's at TMG Studios. They said, hey everyone, we wanted to make a post to express that we are moving the podcast to be produced independently by us. So in the meantime, no episode this week while we figure out the best plan forward. Thanks for your understanding and patience, Inya and Drew.
So people are leaving Cody Co. Teddy for $4.99. They're Cody Co-ing their separate ways. True, Teddy. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Yeah, it looks like people are starting to come out on Cody.
So not only are big companies
in one way or another, either they're moving away from him or they're coming out and saying something, because that's what we're going to watch next. A couple of guys going to be talking about him
that are, working with him, distancing themselves. But even the podcast directly under their studio, like they were working for TMG Studios, they have distanced themselves from him. Now, maybe you could say this is just a coincidence. Maybe the timing was always going to be like this, but I don't think it's a coincidence. And of course, people.
I don't think so either. Because the heat is a lot hotter on Cody Co right now.
People distancing themselves from you doesn't necessarily mean 100% definitively proof of anything. But we have seen this happen in multiple different ways. For example, with the George Not Found situation, you had people like Mr. Beast distancing themselves, like Carl, like all these people were like, fuck George Not Found. And then he ended up proving that he was pretty much innocent entirely in that situation. But you also had people like Dr. Disrespect, who had people close to him distancing himself. And then it came out, oh yeah, he's actually talking to a minor and he was 35 years old. So it's not definitive proof really one way or another if people around you distance themselves from you. But It is a sign that this is something that should be addressed publicly, because even in both of those situations, the George Not Found one and the Dr. Disrespect one, both of them immediately basically went public within a couple days and addressed everything. So it's up to Cody now to do that. You had H3 covering.
Yeah. Cody, listen, you don't want to be attached to somebody who did something like that, especially if you're a YouTuber. You don't want to be attached to somebody who did something like that. Okay, bros, I gotta go. Bye, Xylie. I hope you don't get into a fight with a skilled midget. I hope not either, Teddy. You have a great day. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. No, don't tell Teddy to have a bad day. Have a wonderful day, Teddy. We love you here. Don't listen to Midna. Midna's mean. Midna's mean. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get to my watch later because I put it there.
Bring this whole
Oh
situation.
my God! Stop. Wait, hold on. Watch later. Thank you. Okay.
It's already something to show objection.
Bro, what? Why did you go to EFAP? I didn't want you to do that. Okay. Okay. So Sad Boys came out talking about the Cody Co situation. I heard this video is actually really good. So we are going to watch them talk about it. Nightmare says Midna is the small dog that would bite at your heels. True. Midna's mean. You should see how many times Midna has started some crap in my chat. Yes, you're going to have a good day, Teddy. All right.
Hey everybody, this is a kind of a weird intro for our show because we're going to do a thing where we talk about the Cody Co allegations and then separate that so that people can have access to that topic in specific, and also tonally so that we don't just like have a dramatic tone shift if we talk about like some of the other topics that we don't really talk about for our podcast. So this episode will be released in 2 parts. But up top, wanted to give a trigger warning because we're going to be discussing sexual assault. And I understand that can be I know that can be very triggering for victims.
There's not necessarily overly explicit details, but it is a description of an experience that if you're still really curious, you can familiarize yourself elsewhere. In case you want something more formal, D'Angelo Wallace recently did a video, which is kind of the catalyst for a lot of people.
D'Angelo Wallace made a video about Cody Co.
I still say to this day, D'Angelo Wallace was the one that needed to come out and make a video on it. Honestly. Like certain subjects, yeah, I believe Willie should be the one to say it. Or Nicholas Diorio should be the one to come out with a video. Or, is exposing somebody going into deep lore, that would be Chud Logic would be the one to do that on somebody. I think with the situation with like Cody Co, I think D'Angelo Wallace was the perfect person to make a video on it. Obviously, because look, he dug up some kind of mysterious video that we don't know where the hell it came from with Gabby Hanna corroborating the story, not even knowing at the time that would be corroborating the story, So, I don't know. I think D'Angelo Wallace was the perfect one to come out with a video. Yeah, the right person said it exactly, Xanta. Hey, Xanta, how you doing?
Allegations, as well as a creator named Amanda Toddhunter, who I've only been familiar with through this video, but she has a bunch of other videos. To jump off just a summary of the allegations in D'Angelo's video, Cody Co, a lot of you were familiar with him because we exist in this same commentary genre, more or less, and Tana Mojo, who some of you may be familiar with, is also a large creator in her own right today, but going back in time, when Tana was 17 and Cody was 25, allegedly Cody hooked up with Tana knowing that she was a minor, which
hi gorgeous, hi chat, hope you're all doing great. Thank you for the full 49, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Is a crime, and
it's insane to have any kind of discourse about that.
Absolutely, it's
self-report.
It's disgusting. And, I put up a statement on Twitter as soon as I saw D'Angelo's video. D'Angelo's video was the first time that I saw many of these details. It's my understanding that there had been rumors about this in the ether for a long time, but it was not something I was privy to until it was laid out in D'Angelo's video, especially in whole with.
Can you imagine? Because you know how he just said there was rumors about it, right? Can you imagine how many untold stories are out there about these older YouTubers? Like, when I say older YouTubers, I mean the YouTubers that's been on the platform a long time. Can you imagine how many stories are out there? Because you got to think the landscape was a lot different in the early 2000s, even in the 2010s. The landscape was a lot different. There wasn't cancel culture like there is now. people did things back then that now people would look at and go, oh my God, you're a pedo, or oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, or they did some sus stuff. A lot of sus stuff. But it was okay, because I'm going to be honest with you, everybody was doing it. I'm not talking about the Tana Cody thing, but like inappropriately talking to what we would say now is inappropriately talking to your fan base. Everybody was doing it back then. Everybody from Shane Doss, everybody was doing that back then. And it was expected for you to have that parasocial relationship with your audience because that's how you got them to watch your videos. You know? Leave Smaggle alone. Smaggle is a protected class. Okay?
With like clips and corroborating stories and stuff, specifically from Gabby Hanna. Cody is not named in Gabby Hanna's story, but it's heavily implied.
The line's
so
very
again,
closely.
it's like these things are hard to talk about because they are allegations, and we want to make sure that we're not at risk for any sort of legal liability. But what
just keep saying it's allegations. You should be fine. Okay. Just don't say it's the absolute truth. I'm not sitting here saying it's the absolute truth because you never know. You never know. You never know. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
What is most important is that I want to say that we believe victims, and that's something that we care very passionately about. And I believe Tana, and I believe the impact that it has had on Tana and the multiple times she's.
I've seen it, Sarah. I know what you're talking about. You know what? I haven't seen what you tagged me in. I haven't seen what you sent me. But I saw a video with Adam McIntyre, and he was talking about it. And the girl was a month away from being 18. I saw it. I know what you're talking about.
Discuss this both in live shows and on her podcast. And I don't want to blow that under the rug, as I've seen many people do because of Tana's reputation online. Just because someone is had certain actions or is unpopular for certain reasons in the past does not mean they should not be believed when they come forward about their sexual assault and the way that trauma has affected them.
There's never a good reason to question the veracity of someone over anything. It's also very telling when people like have a air quotes debate about the age of consent in this conversation is so clearly motivated by wanting to mitigate the experience of someone.
It's the same thing as, oh, she shouldn't have worn that. Oh, she was living life in the fast lane. Oh,
why is this the burden of the person, A, that is underage, B, that is a victim? There's no Cody's not victimized in this. There's nothing for to be questioned there. And frankly, the whole.
You know what? They would have an age of consent argument if it was in a different state. Cody would have the age of consent argument if it was in a different state, but he doesn't because it was in Florida. And Florida's age of consent is 18 years old. That is the letter of the law. That is the magic number in Florida. It is 18. Now, if it was in some other state that was like 16 or 17, which they are out there. Actually, I think there's more states that's under 18 than is at 18. But it was in Florida, and the age of consent is 18 in Florida. That's the letter of the law. And you know, that's almost like Onision when he hooked up with the one girl from Canada. I can't remember her name. She called herself Victim Zero or something like that. The one that Nick got into it with, I think. He met her in a state where it was either 16 or 17 was the age of consent, so he couldn't get Shiloh. Thank you. Yeah. Where legally he didn't do anything wrong because it was the age of consent. So, yeah. In my perfect world, all states' age of consent would be 18. No, I agree with you. I agree with you, Natanya. Listen, there's a reason why We have a magic number. The magic number is 18. Federally, the magic number is 18. All right? And I hate calling it a magic number, but honestly, listen, there has to be a line drawn somewhere. I saw some stupid shit on Twitter where this person was literally saying that the age of consent should be 25. And people shouldn't be able to vote until they're 25. And they shouldn't be able to do anything until they're 25. And I'm thinking to myself, but yet you didn't say anything about the army in there or somebody joining the military. At 18 years old, you can hold a gun in your hand and shoot the enemy. Like what, bro? 25? Get the hell out of here. Stop it. I'm so glad you do not run the country I live in. I'm just saying.
Pitch that I'm seeing that I see circle so much is that Tanner is as like persona non grata or like
an unreliable, untrustworthy source or something like that. Yeah.
You know, let's be really fucking candid. Like, because of what?
Yeah.
Because of like,
yeah,
you don't like a vibe on something.
Or she said some bad stuff when she was younger. Like what? It like just doesn't.
Listen, Tana was messy when she was younger. Tana's messy as hell. I can understand where people don't like Tana. I get it. I do not argue with anybody when they say they don't like Tana and they start spilling out the reasons why they don't like Tana. I'm like, you know what? Hands up in the air. I get it. I get it. But I can't help it. I guess because I'm older and I've lived a little bit more life. Okay? I also see Tana being a lot different now than what she used to be. She's a lot more grown up. You can even tell by the way she's talking now. She's grown up. And then I also think back on how she was raised and her family. The girl practically raised herself. You know? And when you have no parents, basically, and you're running the streets at 15, 16, 17 years old, you are going to do some stupid and crazy shit. I had parents and I still did stupid and crazy shit. You know?
Matter. It doesn't matter like what her track record is. What matters is that she is a victim and she feels victimized and she feels traumatized by these alleged actions, and we should listen to her story. And when we put down Tana's story or we discredit her, that makes millions, thousands of people who are experiencing similar things feel like they're less emboldened to come out, feel like it's already so difficult for someone to jump through all of these hoops to speak to their experience, that when a public figure with such stature as Tana comes out and people don't believe her, then why would they believe someone else, right? So
especially when there's such a large gap even between Tana's platform and influence and Cody's platform and influence. Yeah. If they didn't even have the platform and influence of Tana, what avenues do they have to make these to share these accusations outside of just tweeting it to potentially no one?
Yeah.
And then being questioned even more because they'll just say, well, you're just somebody on Twitter, what do you know? It matters not just in the
comments under the comments that I see people talking about Tana is so gross. Oh my God, it's so gross. Like, wow. Would you want somebody talking about your 17-year-old daughter like that? Or your 17-year-old sister? Or your 17-year-old niece like that? Wouldn't you be upset if you found out that your 17-year-old daughter, niece, cousin, grandchild, wouldn't you be upset if you found out that they slept with a 25-year-old man? Wouldn't you be upset with that? How dare you sit there and call what would have been a 17-year-old a hoe? You know? People have a problem. When they make comments like that, they don't sit there and think about, well, what if it was me? What if it was somebody in my family? You know? I can tell you now what I would do. I wouldn't be sitting here on YouTube talking about it because I would be locked up somewhere. I can tell you that now. You know? So,
Power dynamic and influence level doesn't just matter because it can influence the power.
You know what? Fall from reality, that's the funny part. You said, unfortunately, a lot of these people would still shame their family members just as much. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. That's the funny part. Most of these people are saying that shit because they're keyboard warriors. And they feel really fucking brave on the internet because nobody sees who they are. All they do is talk shit on the internet. They don't live in reality when they cut on the internet. When they hop on the internet and give their little opinions, they don't live in reality. I guarantee you most of them would be highly pissed off if it was them.
That you have over the person involved. It maybe makes you think you're insulated from consequences, and that is what influence and power does. This is not a Cody is cooked. If he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. No,
he absolutely needs to respond. It's an imperative for him to respond. And not only are the allegations disgusting, but it's disgusting that it's taken him this long to address it.
It's not to say like, well, somebody can get false accusations and it can ruin their life. This is Cody Co. He can swipe it away. He just has the power to do that.
Well, D'Angelo makes a great point.
I mean, he went and DJ'd in Las Vegas. He had a good old time DJing in Las Vegas while this stuff was going on. Did y'all know that? He was having the time of his life in Las Vegas DJing. He's just acting like nothing's happening.
Like, why would he choose the line of action that only makes sense if he has done the actions? Again, there are still allegations, and the reason that we have to say that is just for legal, just making sure that we're not legally liable. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is his continued silence currently is...
Okay, so these guys, one thing I can tell about these guys don't like drama. Bless their hearts. They're so sweet.
Working, right? Like, and a lot of the energy that people have that they want to take on Cody, they are now reaching out to anyone who's ever associated with Cody. I've been getting lots of DMs. I totally understand where they're coming from, but I also noticed that a lot of female or femme presenting creators, non-binary creators, are also being reached out to about this situation, and that kind of betrays this, narrative that D'Angelo speaks about a little bit in his video. Of this like boys club that is like protecting Cody with his silence. I totally understand the perception. I think there's a perception of the commentary community as one like unified community when in reality.
Okay. By the way, when they're talking about the commentary community, they're not talking about this little commentary community. The commentary community with like me in it and Nick and Willie, that's a small community in the wider YouTube. The commentary community they're talking about the Cody Co's and like the channels like that. They're not talking about this commentary community. People are getting that mixed up. Not necessarily. They're not talking about T channels. They're talking about the commentary like they do over there. They're not talking about this commentary. Totally different. The commentary community they're talking about, they normally don't cover drama. It's more like commentary off of real life stuff and stuff like that. Okay? They're not talking about this one. But either way, either one of them, both of them are boys club. Can we just be honest about the situation? Both of them are boys clubs. I don't care what anybody says. They are boys clubs. But as a woman, what you got to do is say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm still going to do it. And stop being affected by people calling it a boys club and just do your thing. If they like you, they'll watch you.
Reality, it's a very large genre on YouTube with a number of clicks. I do not know Cody Co. I have not worked with him.
Yes, thank you, Xanta. Mainstream commentary. Thank you. You said it perfect. Yes, Xanta is correct. Mainstream commentary. Thank you.
Have one time had exchanged a few words with him, and one time we were going to get coffee in 2019, and then the pandemic happened, and that didn't happen. So it's like I have very, very little actual physical connection to this man, but online, algorithmically, we are very connected, and so I think it's important for people to see someone in my position be very clear about where I stand on this, and be very clear on like my support for victims. And so I understand like where that energy is coming from. What I want to make sure we don't lose the plot on is that that we are centering victims here, and we're not just like out for blood for any creator who doesn't have the right take, especially when that starts to target women and non-binary creators
Who may well have similar experiences.
This is called the Sad Boys. It's a podcast, and I think they have separate channels. Maybe. I think they do. But it's called Sad Boys. It's a podcast that they run. I do believe they have separate channels though. Yeah, no problem.
Is that they're under no obligation to articulate. Yeah, I have seen some pressure in cases being like.
Yeah, I like them too. They seem very well, one, they have really good voices for a podcast. Like I could literally I like listening to them. They seem very, their voices are very aesthetic, like really nice. I don't know. They seem cool. They seem chill. I like them.
Well, two people who have previously said like their own experience in trauma, hey, you need to come out and talk about this because something like that happened to you.
Yeah.
And that somehow makes you obliged to fight that fight as opposed to just... Anyway, we're certainly not paying defense. It's very relieving to have a source that we know, someone we do know and do trust is D'Angelo.
Sure.
And he's very good at this, and as I say, articulates well.
Like D'Angelo's been on this podcast before. D'Angelo and I just shared a stage at VidCon, like very, very recently. And I definitely think you should check out D'Angelo's video as a resource, because it's also something that D'Angelo has a skill at presenting and a skill at doing research in this arena. This isn't necessarily our beat, but of course, we just wanted to kind of explain.
Yeah, so they probably don't cover drama. That's probably why, because I'm noticing with them, and this is not a slight towards them whatsoever. So please, people who are fans of them, or you like that, I like these guys, okay? So don't take this as a slight towards them. But you can always tell the people who are ready for smoke versus the ones who feel uncomfortable with the smoke, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like D'Angelo Wallace, when he does a video, he's ready for the smoke. Okay, he's ready for it. Listen, this is what I got to say. Do you have something to say against it? Let's go. All right. These guys seem like really chill. They like doing their own thing, and they don't want to deal with the smoke. But listen, this is how we feel about it. It's not a slight against them, but you can kind of tell by the way they're saying things that they're just, they're not bout it like the rest of us. You know what I mean? People like me and like D'Angelo, like Bo Blacks, like we're bout it. Let's go. Yeah, this is what I said, and so it's endearing though. I like it.
Our position and make sure that it was clear that we were not, didn't want to ever be perceived as like running defense for Cody. Also, but there is this like YouTube kind of game that can obscure some of these incentives. So for me, I felt very conflicted about making a video about it where Cody's in the title and the thumbnail, because that is profitable. That's going to get a lot of views, a lot of clicks. It's going to grow my brand. And in the cynical view, it feels exploitative to a degree, right? I made a statement on Twitter.
Yes.
I got a lot of views. I got a lot of things. I don't profit from that. And people still like know where I stand, and it's like going to sit up there. So for this video, we are going to donate all of the proceeds from this video to RAIN, which deals a lot with sexual assault victims. But I can't deny the fact that there is still going to be some downstream benefits to talking about this on the platform. And we are trying to weigh.
That's absolutely okay. Listen, coming from a drama tuber, it's absolutely okay. There is nothing wrong with that. You gained a new subscriber in me because you talked about this and because I liked the way you talked about it. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. Don't feel bad about that. You're good, dude. You're good. Jarvis once Venmo'd me $15 when he was first starting out when I was super broke. Aw, Kay, that's very nice. That's really nice. That's very nice of him. That's what's up. Which one is Jarvis? The one with the glasses? Or the other one? The guy on the left is Jarvis? Okay. That's really nice of him. That's really cool. That's really cool.
We are trying to weigh that with the responsibility to our audience to let them be clear where we stand, especially because a lot of our content centers around punching at misogyny or punching at, this content that tends to paint women in a bad light. And so we would never want to be seen as like only doing that performatively. It's like, I know my truth as an individual, but I understand that the perception online is going to matter to our audience. And so we would never want to give someone a reason to think that.
Even for like a small portion of it, I'm glad we get to articulate it to people who.
I love his voice. What's his name? Okay, wait. You said the other one was Jarvis, so the other one is named. Somebody put the names up here. What's his name? Jordan. Okay, so this one's Jordan, the one with the glasses. He has a really, really nice voice. I could listen. I need him to, like, read books so I can just sit there and listen to him reading a book. He has a really nice voice. Y'all know me. I am a slut when it comes to a nice voice. Oh, Jarvis went to the same college as you? Oh, okay, Jessica. Yeah, I need him to read books so I can listen to them. I do like me a nice voice. Just saying.
Actively concerned about it. I'm glad we get to articulate it to people who may be completely unfamiliar with the situation so that they get some, we're pushing towards D'Angelo's information and other
Jussie, I used to be, and I was respectable, though. I was respectable back in the days when I was like that, okay? You ain't exposing nothing about me, Juicy, okay? You want to come in with the jokes, I'm going to call you Juicy.
Well-sourced, reliable information that people should check out, but also that we get the opportunity to clarify for people who won't ask but may be questioning it. And if they have question marks about, what are Jordan and Jarvis, where would they stand on that? They probably support, but they don't say anything out loud. I don't know for sure. I think we just wanted to make sure that we do say something out loud so there is absolutely no question mark, and people who may feel anxious about whether or not they're allowed to validate somebody's experiences, absolutely you are. It's also important that the other person involved has a platform to express these things, and it's also unique that the other person involved is largely just through this like kind of largely, no denying it, misogyny-driven hate towards Tana Mongeau, who's been active for her entire life in Korea online. That is like being used as shielding for a completely unrelated topic.
Yes.
Right, to the point where I know I've already said it, but I really want to lean into pointing that out, because what is your incentive for pointing out that Tana has done X or Y thing that's objectionable?
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Thank you. It doesn't matter. I don't care what she was wearing back then. I don't care about the bad words she said out of her mouth back then. I don't care about the stupid shit she was doing on the internet back then. The fact of the matter is, she was 17, he was 25. That is the cold, hard facts of the situation. Again, these are allegations. However, if the allegations are true, the cold hard facts of the situation is she was 17, he was 25. It doesn't matter how she was dressing back then. It doesn't matter how she was talking back then. It doesn't matter the stupid shit she was doing back then. The cold hard fact is she was 17, he was 25. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter. And if he was 24, it still don't matter. In the state of Florida, 18 is the age of consent. He would have an argument if it was in a different state, because if it was in a different state, that the age of consent was lower. Everything else, it does not matter. Bruh. And because of the corroborating evidence of everybody and Gabby talking about it and Tana talking about it and then Gabby talking about it with Keemstar and Keemstar confirming it with Tana, he was warned that she was 17. And according to the story told by multiple people, he was like, okay, thanks for looking out. And allegedly still went to do it. That's all that matters. I don't give a shit about the rest.
Why point to that now? Especially something worth considering if you are a person that in other circumstances does follow the edict of believe victims. Mm-hmm. Why is the situation different?
Right.
Is it just vibes based? If so, that's really something you need to review. Last night in particular, I was getting very frustrated because I feel like so much of the discourse online I was seeing was swarmed by people arguing with the virtue of Tana.
Yes!
And
yes! Oh my God, yes! You know what? It was really weird. It was like I stepped back in the 90s when I was going to high school, early 90s, okay? I graduated in 94, leave me alone. And it was like, because back then, like in the 80s and 90s, calling somebody a hoe was the thing, all right? You even did it to your friends. All right, hoe. I mean, me and Skip call each other hoes all the time. That's just, we do that, all right? The amount of times I have seen people call Tana a hoe, I'm like, what are y'all doing? That has nothing to do with it. I don't care. The fact of the matter is, he was 25, she was 17. It doesn't matter. It brings me back to 94? When R. Kelly married Aaliyah, who was 15, and everybody was patting him on the back for getting him a pretty young thing, but they were calling her fast. They were calling her a hoe. She was getting slammed, but everybody thought that R. Kelly was the man for marrying her. It's like, bro, what? What? And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. It's like, come on. What is wrong with y'all?
And as though that should have any relation to it at all, which it just doesn't. I think it's disingenuous to be nice. That's the nicest way to put it. And I think it is cruel. That is essentially what it is. It's fun to be mean online, and maybe by being mean and cruel online, you can also kind of lean into your bias and you don't have.
There you go. Because there's no consequences if you're typing it on Twitter. There's no consequences of you typing it in a comment. What consequences are you? What consequences are you going to get? It's not like somebody's going to come walk up to you and pop you in your mouth. But then again, most of you who say comments like that wouldn't dare say it in real life. Because in real life, there's consequences. In real life, you talk about somebody's would-be 17-year-old sister like that, there's consequences. There's no consequences online. You can say how you really feel about things. No consequences. Oh, it's Tana. I hate Tana. So I'm going to go ahead and say every nasty thing I can about Tana because I hate her so much. You wouldn't have the balls to say it in real life. That's the one thing I hate about the internet. The one thing I hate about the internet is these fake ass people with a keyboard in front of them. I can't stand it because 90% of them wouldn't even say shit like that in real life. Oh, God, it's disgusting.
I have to stop watching that cringe. That's like, I do think part of it.
Ultimately, I think we have to, keep the pressure on Cody to respond because he owes everyone, including Tana, a response and an apology.
You know what? And Cody, I've even seen this. I've seen some people saying he doesn't have the right to say anything. Yes, he does. Cody absolutely has the right to fire up a camera and say something about this. Or get on his Twitter and say something about this. It's not only a right, but it's also a responsibility. Cody has a responsibility to say something about this. Even if it is to apologize. Legally, he can't get taken down for this. The statute of limitations are gone. But he has a responsibility as a creator to say something about this.
a creator. Cody's kind of notoriously distanced from even just YouTube stuff in general. He's like not a con attendee kind of guy. He's not like a socializing kind of guy. He has the money to never work again. You know, he has the money to isolate himself. Has chosen to, and the fact that he's saying nothing, like you said, and like D'Angelo said, if you are a sociopath, he's exactly the right move. If you don't care about human beings and their experience, Cody does not really professionally take PR damage from this. It feels like a lot of people.
No. I guarantee you, he's an old school YouTuber. I guarantee you, he's got enough money, he can walk away from YouTube. He can walk away. He can drop his mic and walk away. He doesn't have to say anything. Like money-wise, monetarily-wise, he doesn't need YouTube. And that's probably exactly what he's going to do. And then he's probably going to come back a year later, 6 months later, and act like nothing happened. Kay says, what could he possibly say that wouldn't finish his career, though? I feel like either way, he's cooked. I feel like he is cooked, too, but I don't think his career is going to take a hit. Because here's a horrible thing about the internet, all right? Things called stands. Stands are the reason why you get all your views. Stands are the reason why you get all your money. And he'll always have those stands. Colleen Ballinger still has her stands. I mean, let's be honest about the situation. Colleen Ballinger still has her stands. She still has people who watch her. He'll have the same thing. And all you can do is roll your eyes at them. True, Blue Jay.
People are talking about it, but relative to the views he will get by going on ice for 6 months and then just coming back and not acknowledging it.
Yeah.
It just effectively doesn't ding him.
Well, that's
at all,
the fear. The fear is that he just kind of gets off unscathed, and then what message?
If it was somebody other than Tana, this would be totally different, I think. If it was somebody other than Tana, if it was a sweetheart of the internet, if it was somebody who had a good reputation, this would be totally different. But because it's Tana, he quite possibly can get away with it. Well, I mean, he can get away with it now anyway, because, I mean, he's not going to jail or anything like that. But, you know, socially wise, because it's Tana, he can get away with it. Let's be honest about the situation. He can just ignore it. And it will eventually go away. The internet the internet is ADHD as hell. Something else will pop up and everybody will forget. Uh, 100% people think Tana is a perpetual liar. She bonds with Trisha Paytas over quite a bit. Yeah, because Tana was a perpetual liar throughout her career. Let's be for real now. I'm not going to sit here and act like Tana was an angel. Tana is known for being a liar. Tana is known for faking shit. That is a big reason why a lot of people weren't covering this, because Tana is known as being a liar. That's why D'Angelo's video was so important, because D'Angelo was able to show you the corroborating evidence from Gabby Hanna that Tana wasn't there when she said it. So, if this was anybody else other than Tana that wasn't problematic, this would be a totally different story.
Does that send to victims? What message does that send when someone is like trying to communicate something, a way that they were wronged? And then we've seen this tons, like just men in power getting to continue abusing that power with little to no consequence.
And also with the Tana thing, I saw some annoying. This is not really a minor part of it, but some people being like, well, the way she's presenting it, she's like so jovial, she's like laughing, she's joking about it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, she has had time to process this and have her own emotional development through it.
Right.
And just because she's articulating it in a confident way, but she's a creative professional like that.
Exactly. And shut the hell up on how she's presented it. Listen, I told y'all about that bad situation that I was in for 6 years with an abusive partner, right? You know, I had an abusive boyfriend for 6 years, blah, 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 right? Do you know I can talk about situations about that now and laugh about it? I don't get triggered by it anymore. I processed it. I can talk about it and not shed a tear. I can talk about it and not get angry. I can actually tell jokes about it. So this shit about the way she's presenting it, shut the hell up. Shut up. You're grasping at straws.
That's a skill that you've developed, is the ability to like articulate it confidently, say this clearly. That doesn't change anything about it. It doesn't matter what accent you say it in. It doesn't matter what outfit you're wearing. The statement is the statement.
Exactly.
And it's like, why, when she's saying her experience, does it have to be this mournful, funeral tone way of saying it?
Exactly.
I'm almost trying to be like careful about that. I don't want to be, don't want to treat Tanner as though she has like none of her own agency and is not the lead. She should absolutely be the lead of all of this. And this is much more like, I want to be I know you feel the same. We want to be support pillars. Like
sure.
Vote. We want to vote yes on this bill, even though we are not in the Senate, kind of thing. It is just agreed.
Okay, so Kill Me makes a point. People who say they don't know anything about Tana, that's how she presents traumatic stuff in general. Here's another thing about trauma. All right, trauma affects people in different ways. It's just like mourning somebody. People mourn in different ways. Some people mourn jovially, some people get angry, some people get sad, some people get almost like in a comatose state where they just don't show any emotion at all. The same thing goes with trauma. People deal with their trauma differently. Some people crack jokes, some people get angry and do really crazy stuff. Some people just sit there and cry. Some people go into like a comatose state where they show no emotion about it whatsoever. You cannot tell people how to process any kind of trauma in their life. You cannot tell people how they mourn. No, it is not your place to do that. We are all made differently in this world. We all deal with situations differently. Tana herself has said she is not traumatized by this situation. And I believe her. She's not traumatized. It still doesn't matter whether she was... The fact of the matter is, she was 17. He was 25. They were in the state of Florida, where the age of consent is 18. That is all you need to know about the situation. She herself has said she's not traumatized by it. That still doesn't matter in the aspect of she was 17, he was 25. It doesn't matter how she delivered it. She probably isn't traumatized, but this is something that she went through and it was wrong and she should be allowed to talk about it, I think. Yes, exactly, Midna. Exactly. And listen, I take Tana at her word. She said she wasn't traumatized. But it's still something that happened. Well, allegedly, something that happened. As long as you're not using your trauma to hurt other people. True. Very true, Natanya.
Pressure on Cody consistent. I think practically the only thing we can do is like not let it simmer away. I think it's something.
Yeah. And if he ever responds, like people should, be very critical of that response.
It's going to be not long, but a little while before this episode comes out. It's totally possible something does come out. But
yeah,
even
we're recording
if it does,
this on Thursday, July 18th.
Even if it does, that kind of changes nothing about the situation so far, because it's still something he consciously tried to avoid. Well, is continuing avoiding, but let's say he does say something. Let's say he even makes a statement that's like very self-effacing and very
He's not going to say anything. He's not going to say anything. I don't believe he's going to say anything at all. So, what needs to happen is shit like this. This needs to happen. We need more people in that sphere saying something about it. I could talk about it all day long, but I'm not going to have a dent. I'm not going to have a dent in the story compared to his peers. His peers need to say something about this. I mean, listen, they have the right to say something or not. If they don't say anything, I'm not going to look at somebody sideways by not saying anything. Because you know what? Sometimes you just don't want to get involved. And I get that. If you don't want to get involved, don't. That's fine. But the only thing that's good that will have any dent in this story is if his peers talk about it. It's just a footnote in the list of things that were all weird, normalized at her at that age. I think she's still trying to work through all that happened to her. Listen, can we talk about something else too? Back then, and even before that, I was talking to Stardust about this. It was nothing for a 17-year-old to date a 20-something-year-old back in the day. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. Now, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Don't do that. But back in the day, it was looked at totally different. Not saying it was right, but it's just the fact of the matter. Look how many stories you hear about groupies with musical artists and stuff like that from like the 90s and back. There was a lot of 16-year-olds, you know? So, I don't know. I just don't understand, like, at 25, like, 17-year-olds are very immature. Very immature and very stupid. Why? Like, why? Like, why? Like, ugh. Really?
Critical and is the air quotes best statement that he could make. The silence so far is already a transgression, just as the initial assault was. Mm-hmm. It's already something that's so objectively wrong and objectively deliberate that's like that. That's not forgivable. It's not in a people can change, people can grow, whatever. Just.
I have a question. Feel free to ignore, but how do you think a parent is supposed to approach a situation where their child is 17 and wants to date a 23, 24, 25-year-old? Well, one, I'm not a parent, so I can't tell parents how to react to something like that. I'm not a parent. I don't have kids. You know, and I think it was actually meant for me not to have kids because I have y'all. All right? Just saying. No, joking. I'm not a parent. A parent's got a parent. That's the only thing I can say. A parent's got a parent. They got to do what they think is right. It's not a premiere Raptor. It's they're going live tonight at 6. So, yeah. I don't know. A parent's got a parent. I know what my mother did. You know? Just saying.
Huge shitty thing to do already.
Yeah.
It's if you are in a hit and run, you're still culpable for the run, always. Even if you come back 5 hours later, you did the hit and run.
Yeah. And I just think moving forward, I want to make sure that a lot of this energy stays on Cody. Again, I've seen just lots of...
I'm not a mother. I'm an auntie. Okay? I'm an auntie. Auntie Xylie. I am not a mother. I do not have kids for a reason. Okay? But I'm a fantastic aunt. I am the best of aunts. All right? You can ask my nieces and nephews. Well, actually, no, you can't ask them because I refuse to show them to you. But my nieces and nephews would tell you I am the cool aunt. I am the aunt that we will all get in trouble together, ride or die. All right? I'm the aunt when the mother says they can't have donuts for breakfast, I'm buying 2 dozen. All right? I'm the aunt they can't have dessert, I made a whole ass cheesecake for them. All right? I'm the cool aunt. I'm the aunt that tells the parent, I dare you to try to tell me that they're not going to do that under my care. okay? I dare you. I dare you to try to tell me what I'm going to do with my niece and nephew. All right? If they want to play in the mud, they're going to play in the mud. All right? Don't worry. I'll get them cleaned up, but they're going to play in the mud. I'm the cool aunt.
Female creators, lots of non-binary creators, like taking slack, you know, myself included, but sure, like it makes a lot more sense for it to come to me, because despite the fact that like D'Angelo is not referring to us as somebody who've like talked about Dr. Disrespect and we're avoiding Cody. It's like we didn't talk about the Dr. Disrespect thing, but like it still to me makes way more sense for me to be a member of this like hypothetical boys club than some of these other creators who do not identify as a man. And so,
and we're in LA, and that's.
And I also understand that like that whatever we say is not going to be sufficient for some people. They're like entirely entitled to their perspective and opinion. I just want to do what like sits right with my spirit, and also
I like these guys so much. I like them. I mean, listen, they're a little on the woke side, but that's okay. You know what? I like Swoop too. She's a little on the woke side. All right, but I like that. They're kind of charming in that way. I like these guys. They're cool. I like them.
You know, like discussing this with the people in my life and other creators, just making sure that we are doing right by them to the best of our ability, and doing right by victims to the best of our ability.
No one we're close to is like, you know, has had played any degree of defense or has had like a dissenting opinion when we talk to people about it, creators or not. Just, you know, nobody we're close to, I would like to think, would even hold that position, and if they did, it would be difficult to. I would not want to maintain that connection. It's just so obviously.
I know when the story broke out, I know for a fact that certain people, and I'm not going to say their names because I understand exactly why they didn't, and I get why they didn't. When the story first broke out, this is before D'Angelo Wallace made his video, because the story had been out for like, I don't know, maybe a month or two before D'Angelo Wallace made his video or uploaded his video. When the story first came out, people weren't going to talk about it. And the reason why they weren't going to talk about it, because Tana is known for lying. Tana is known for stretching the truth. Okay? So I understand why they didn't talk about it. And I get it. D'Angelo's video, however, brought things into a perspective and showed some really good corroborating evidence. You know?
Unethical to me.
Typically our content is a lot more lighthearted than this, and that's why we've kind of like separated this also just due to the tonality of it. We don't want to,
and we want to financially benefit from it.
And that as well. So that's something that we want to keep an eye on and be wary of. But because it does, even if I don't personally feel like Cody Co is in my community as a person, I understand why viewers and why members of our audience.
You're still in the same genre. You're in the same genre. He is a peer of yours. You know, he may not be in your community of people that you talk to, like your friends, like your internet friends that are creators, like that group, but he's still in your genre. So I get it.
Would feel otherwise. And so that's, you know, I want to speak to that. And it's an opportunity to elevate the voices of victims, even though, you know, it's like Tana is a victim with a platform, but because there are so many people, like what we do, what we tend to do is to like analyze content. We're looking at content. We're looking at the responses to content. We're trying to like sort of poke fun at it and like kind of speak to like kind of what our view of the world is. And
wait, who's saying that they are having deleted chats? What is this? Thanks for deleting my chats, you no-life mode. How about you get a job? Well, I have a job. And now you don't have to worry about being able to talk in this chat. Have a great day. There we go. All right, taken care of.
Why it may differ from said content. In this instance, we are trying to apply that criticism to the dissenters and the the those who are critical of Hannah's sharing their story simply because of their track record. Like at the end of the day, this is a human being who experienced traumatic actions on behalf of someone who we are associated with, even though we have not worked with them, right? And I just keep saying that because there is like a misperception of like who is in our friend group.
And it's unavoidable that, you know, like Cody, we could just say nothing. It's not going to end our lives. It's not going to get, it's going to be.
That's very true. Like I said earlier, they very well could have just not said anything. They didn't have to. It's not on them to say anything. It's nice that they're saying something, and I think to flush Cody out, it's going to take people in his peer group to say something. Where they technically don't have to say anything, I think that's what's going to take to flush him out and make him make a statement. You know what I mean? You know? Like, they technically don't have to, but it's nice that they did.
Emotionally taxing, but if we didn't care, there's not some grand like consequence we would get from not saying anything.
Yeah, but also we don't expect a pat on the back. Like I expect to be,
exactly.
you know, criticized just like anyone else.
This is like we want to say something because we want to say something.
Yeah.
And also not benefit financially, but also not feel as though we're like, part of the reason we're splitting it up is that tonally, you know, we've had episodes where we talk about really heavy shit and then we have a laugh and then we watch something stupid and then we talk about something heavy again. But this is not our heavy experience. This is.
And yeah, it's not a heavy experience from our lives. And it's also something that a lot of people who are not familiar with our show, they come into, and we don't want to give them the sort of tonal whiplash of having us talk about something goofy right after this. So I think that's where we're going to end it for now.
They're responsible creators. I like them. Okay, so they're going to end it. I mean, we already, you know, we've watched it. You know what? Okay, yeah. Let me give a subscribe, put that, because I like them. I really like them. So, all right. You know what? We're going to go on a field trip. All right. We Don't Know Them podcast. The podcast where they listen to the lies and can't tell when somebody's feeding them bullshit. Yes, I don't forget the Colleen Ballinger debacle. Okay. I'm sorry, I just don't like
Hello
Jessie
there.
Smiles. I really don't like Jessie Smiles. I can't. I'm sorry. Don't at me. All right, let's see. Cody Co. All right, let's look for Cody Co. Cody Co. All right. So it's this one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Okay, and you're saying that, okay, so Gabby was trying to sell it. Let me see if I can find it in the transcripts. Hold on. Selling? No. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Was trying to sell them a YouTuber like hooked up with. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to see where was trying. Okay, a couple weeks ago, I got a call from that. I should say that. Okay, here we go. Let's go up. Okay, we'll start here.
Just crazy shit
Yeah.
or like whatever when you are wild. You really did like open my eyes to a lot of that. On Frenemies, you said something about like, you're like, I hope she doesn't like, you know what I mean? Like go so crazy and wake up one day and like be so broken or like something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and like it was a very like eye-opening thought to me. And then like
I only watch this podcast when I absolutely have to. Like in a situation like this, I absolutely have to. So
it is wild. It's funny too because this, I wish I could just say it. Should I just say it? It's kind of fucked up. I don't know if I was 17 or 18. I was like on the brink, but I was at a playlist live and they were like trying to hook up with me. And it's something I never even like thought of again. You know what I mean? It was just and obviously it was like an older guy and whatever. But I mean,
I do like this background for their cutscenes. So this is actually pretty cool.
we're friends now. And like, obviously I'm not saying I should, it's right. It's not right. It's entire, but I don't know if I was 17 or 18 and I don't know if anything so bad ever happened to where it's like condemning them. It was more just like a flirty weird encounter or whatever. And a couple weeks ago, I got a call from that, should I say it? That Gabby Hanna was trying to sell to them that this YouTuber like hooked up with me when I was like underage and that it was fucked up. And I was like, what if this was my trauma? It's fucked up to say, or like, what if this, it was so insane to me. Because after all the Escape the Night shit, I wasn't like super in it. Like obviously.
Okay, so Tana's just saying it.
Was an experience, and you know, I could have a lot of shit to say.
Yeah, that's gross.
I know. I liked Joey Graceffa.
Okay, hold on. So what is, okay.
Talked about it if you're friends with this person recently. Just, I mean, I know now it's because like D'Angelo Wallace just covered it and stuff like that, but I don't know why other people have just now started to find out about it. But she first mentioned that at least a few years ago, and I brought it up in conjunction with the JC thing because I said I think that this is like one of us says that it's like this isn't a unique thing.
Well, that's the most concerning part. Like, I went back to hear what we were saying, and literally, this is a thing that happens a lot. It's something that, like, it's like, oh, we're two influencers. Like, who cares? We're right here. We're neck and neck. Like, it doesn't matter what age we are, basically. And obviously, that's fucked.
Well, I mean, I don't think we were saying that to excuse it. We were saying that, like, I think that is why it has been more normalized and why no one was saying anything before, because people kind of group them all in the same thing. But, like, I even wasn't totally aware that Cody was 25.
I did. You actually said he was 21 in the video.
You corrected me.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, and then you corrected me, and then I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. No, he was 100% 25 and she was 17. And we say in it that, I don't know, actually, I like don't want to speak for Cody, but that it's like, I'm sure it maybe doesn't seem as predatory, but it's like thinking about it more, that is gross. And especially now knowing that he knew beforehand, I thought he knew, but like he was explicitly told and then acted like he cared.
Okay, yeah, stuff we already know. Okay, so Tana was saying it, but showed no receipts, so I don't know if that's a fact or not. Again, this is Tana we're talking about here, okay? So I don't know for a fact. There was no receipts, there was no screenshots, there was nothing. So I can't say, I'm not going to sit here and say for a fact that Gabby tried to sell the story. Listen, do you people not think that these are petty bitches in the background? They're all petty. They're all petty. What? Do you think they don't talk shit about each other in the background? I guarantee you they do. Yeah, Melly, I showed it in my last live stream about Cody Co. I don't think Gabby going to Keemstar was a sell. And if that's what they're talking about, if they're talking about Gabby going to Keemstar, that wasn't a sell. Keemstar's not going to pay for his fucking stories. Come on now. You can go back and watch it. It's there. Actually, I made it into a video, Melly. Yeah, it was made into a video, so you can go back and watch the video. Yeah, Jesse has beef with Gabby. Tana at one point had beef with Gabby. I don't know if Tana and Gabby are good now. Gabby has a lot of people who don't like her. Just like Tana has a lot of people that don't like her. Jesse Smiles has a lot of people that don't like her. Okay? So, I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I know for a fact that Gabby tried to sell the story just because Tana said it on a podcast. Yeah, Tana supposedly heard it from someone she knows from a tabloid page. Okay, that makes it better. So... Remember when Shane Dawson FaceTimed Keem and his dog? Oh, God. Freaking Shane Dawson. My Lord. Okay, so. Hold on. I'm getting a message. No, it's not a message. All right, good. It's not a message. Thought somebody was trying to message me. Locale Live is going live at 6. I haven't decided if I'm going live on the second channel and restreaming it or not. I don't know what's happening on the Locale Live, to be honest with you. Yeah, I already know about that. So... And I don't know if Boogie's going to really be there or not either. Listen, people, Boogie is not leaving the locale live. 1, Boogie needs the locale live, and 2, locale live needs Boogie. Boogie is a locale. And I'm going to be very honest with you. Compared to other locales out there, him lying about cancer is not the worst thing that a locale has done. I'm going to be truthful with you. And you know what? I'm going to milk the shit out of a Boogie. Because I watched, hold on. I closed my page. I don't know why I closed it. Watch later, yeah. Hold on. I watched this while it was live.
Yeah, it was fucking painful, dude. When I.
Oh my God, bro! Come on. Ooh, Carlos Miller. That's my baby. All right. Okay, I watched this while it was live, and Mahler had some amazing clips that I want to look into. Some really, really amazing clips of Boogie that I want to look into. So that's what we're going to do. Probably tomorrow is going to be a Boogie Bully stream. So, I don't know if I'm going live when they go live and restreaming it or not. I haven't figured that part out yet. So, yeah, they're not getting rid of Boogie. They're not getting rid of Boogie. They need Boogie. They absolutely need Boogie. So, but this was a really good episode, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I know it's 6 hours long, but it had Nicholas DiOrio, it had Clown in there, and Chud Logic joined. And y'all actually should go and watch that, because it was damn good. The clips he had of Boogie was amazing. Really good stuff. So. Alright. So, I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you today. I was going to watch another video, but I don't think we need to watch it. Dojangles in with the great take, as always. So, alright, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good night or day. I'll put it on Twitter if I am live with that. I don't know if I'm going to go live with it or not. It depends if I can get some stuff done in a couple hours. So, y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!
Like me, open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane. Making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs a antiseptic.